Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking lookalikes. And this week we talk about air, and midweek we switch to cloud. Both of them are natural phenomena that we can observe, and Chinese has its way to abstract it into very basic, simple forms. And then we talk about characters that's related to them. And so this is related to the cloud, which starts with two horizontal lines, right? The sky and the atmospherical layer. This compared with cloud, which has something dangling underneath the second horizontal line, or the yu, which is a diagonal line that's supposed to be the intention or the air coming from us, all the way punctures through this atmosphere barrier, whatever is there, reach all the way to the upper bound. So it's almost like a humans projecting our will outward. I came up with that. I'm not sure like ancient times have such a strong sense of connection that they can connect with the universe like that, probably. And then today is not puncturing through. It's again dangling, attached to the second layer, but instead of dangling like a triangle shape or oval shape, this is more squiggly almost. It's pronounced as kui, and it means, well, one of the many meanings means loss, means at loss, or you're losing something. And when you look at traditional Chinese, it has this complicated part, which we already talked about in the previous 3 years. This is a Chinese bird. So Chinese have two major bird types. One is bigger, long-feathered birds. One is a fluffy, feathered little birds, which is this. And then the top, we see this icon in tiger character. And to me, that seems like depicting the motion, like the body structure of a tiger, and also the stripes on tiger body. And together, this is a type of bird. Of course, I mean, we have a bird symbol over there, right? That probably have tiger stripes. That's why we have this partial tiger plus the bird icon together. That means a particular kind of a look of bird. Of course, in ancient times, like natural history probably was not developed as like scientific way that we have this whole catalog and map out the whole hierarchy of bird network. No, this is one of the many depictions of observing some distinctive features of that bird and grab from existing icons and put together to mean that particular type of bird. Okay, so I don't even remember how this one is pronounced because it's not a commonly used character. And we use that in traditional Chinese to pair with this to mean exactly the same thing. So if you look at even earlier version of Chinese, this is more like this, right? It's almost like number 5, the way we write number 5, right? This reflects this, except that we added the hook to show you the direction it goes toward the left at the end. And here I want to compare this symbol that from yesterday, that means at, or to, or from, or for, or by. Like Chinese, a very versatile word that's a linker between different ideas. So we can either from or to, right, to connect different concepts together. So this is a multitasker and an abstract word that I explain it as this coming through the top layer. That means we projected our intention all the way touch the upper bound. Almost comparable to, I guess, you make a prayer and got answered by the universe, something like that. Versus this one, you again have a puff of air It doesn't come in a relatively straight line, diagonal line like this one. It comes with kind of twist and turn, kind of like human spine, right? With curves. And then it stopped at the top. Yet it's not a cloud. It could be one of the cloud renderings. But the fact that the bottom is connecting all the way to the ground, you see the bottom of this two connecting, like hanging low close to the ground, versus cloud is up there, like untouchable for humans on the ground level. But this one comes from the ground because we're first person perspective. The viewers, the user of the language stand at the very bottom of the frame. So this is where we are. And then we have the puff of air going, instead of going through that barrier, we didn't reach the sky. So what does that mean? That means you lost your energy. This puff of air come from you. And from the very beginning, the week we talked about air means energy, the flow, right? And besides human breathing, it's associated with energy, our aura, our vibe, right? Our mannerism in general. That this one is related to the air, this puff of air coming from humans. That's our intention. But it didn't travel straight and it didn't get through the barrier. So that means we used our energy, but our intention was not answered, or the destination was not reached. Some other people would say, okay, the two horizontal lines, one means, well, in my explainer of the language or speaking symbol, the two bars almost like, in a diminishing way, the energy, like the signal bar on your cell phone, these are going in a diminishing way. So your energy go out and diminishing, get shorter and shorter as it further away from you. Some people read it like that, but for me, I pair these two together. One means you address your attention, reach the destination, and the other one means you're blocked. You use the energy without reaching the destination, basically. And so that's what it means to be lost. That's the lose side. But of course, no lose, no gain, right? You have to keep projecting your intention, your energy, your puff of air upward to the universe, and you may or may not get through this barrier. Okay, 气血亏虚. This is an expression oftentimes heard from Chinese media. Chinese medicine, okay, Chinese traditional medicine. That's not like lab tested. It's not like statistically proved, FDA approved. No, it's all before then, that Chinese, through thousands of years of practicing using herbs, all kinds of weird things to treat, right? It's almost like humans' effort to cure. And according to the traditional Chinese understanding of how human operates, we are more viewed as integrative system. The whole thing is one big part of unit. And the qi, the air, and the xue, the blood, are the two major components. And when we look at this, the qi and the xue, actually, it can be perfectly mapped to today's cardio, whether you're fit or not. It's about what's in your blood, right? Your blood oxygen level, or how efficient you convert energy and all that stuff. And the air is the combustion energy, I guess, just like a burning energy by fire, a human's burning energy, we need oxygen as well. So qi and xue pair together is this burner of our life, right? The vibrancy of us come from this. And then kui, loss. You lose your air, and xu means it's not solid. The signal, the life vital signs are weak. So qi xue, kui xu, simply point out somebody was not vibrant and your air was not full. It's at the loss. It's like partially oxygenated. something like this, and you're not solid, you're weak. Okay, 月满则亏. We're comparing the status, the cyclical nature of many, many things in life to the moon. Moon is everybody observable, right? And we all know when it comes to 满, the full moon, the whole moon light up without, ever living in the shadow of the earth, right? When we see the full moon, then we know the next step is like the moon peaked. 则亏, 则 is like then the next would be starting to lose. And here we can see this lose almost like in the cycle, up and down vibrancy, I guess, is this downward sign. So it's corresponding to it didn't reach result. You're losing the energy without a result. So that's 亏. 亏本卖. Okay, 卖 and 卖. 卖 means buy. And when you add 10 on top of it, that becomes 卖. You want to sell more. So 卖 and 卖 pair together. You can also, this is pronunciation the same except the tone. And we have 买 and 卖. You 买 first, you buy stuff, and then you sell stuff. That's Chinese definition of business. Business, the core of business is transaction-based. And you're going to make a profit by adding that extra dollar on top of your action. Okay, 亏本, 本 means the root. In Chinese, we use 本, the root of things means your principal, your down payment, your investment, so to speak. Okay, 亏本 means your investment is losing. You're losing your investment. You're not making more, like that extra dollar was not there. You're instead selling at a loss. So 亏本买means you sell at loss. All right. And here 亏 loss. Of course, when I check loss for Unsplash, people often express this loss. If we just put loss in there, it's about the loss of loved ones. So it's not about the loss of profit or anything. So I guess this loss is the biggest loss of all. That's human relationship. And Chinese actually also have used the moon to symbolize this. Fullness means you have all your family or your loved ones together. And then when it's 亏 means it starts to lose. The corner of the moon start to not round anymore. Somebody is not present. And that's the sense of loss. And I think that's in English, both in English and Chinese, this 亏 and the loss kind of pointing to both ways. Either it's about monetary or it's human relationship type. All right, 亏. Thank you for your time. See you next time.